Nice. Hey, everybody. Welcome to A Late Show. Chris, Mark, good to see you again. Good to see all of you out there, though, of course, I can't see you. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. We're back after 2 weeks off the air. That's a long time. I got really good at not doing my job. You should see me not do it. It's pretty unimpressive. A lot happened in these past 2 weeks, but perhaps the most earth-shattering news broke this weekend when Chris Evans accidentally shared a penis pic. Yes, for one brief shining moment, we got a glimpse of Captain America's Winter Soldier, and it did not seem affected by the cold. Apparently, while trying to share something on Instagram, Evans inadvertently posted a screenshot of his photo gallery, and on the grid you can see what appears to be an erect penis. Now, the prudes over at corporate tell me I can't show you an erect penis, even though half of my commercials are about trying to maintain one. So let me put it this way. You know that scene at the end of Avengers Endgame where Captain America is able to lift Thor's hammer? It's not so surprising anymore.
I knew it.
But there's so many more truly important stories in the world right now that I cannot in good conscience waste another second talking about the fact that the photo was black and white. That's classy. Like a French art film directed by Jean-Luc Godard. And here's the rub. Because our president continues to run roughshod over our democratic norms and institutions and ignores a global pandemic, we have to take the high road, which I think is also the angle from which Chris took a photo of his low road, and what a long and winding road it appears to be. If it weren't for the darkness of our present news cycle, we could happily do so many Chris Evans jokes right now. How many? I have a whole Chris Evans sack of jokes. Prop was worth it. But tonight, you won't even get a glimpse of the sack. Same policy as Chris, if you saw the photo I'm talking about. The one of his penis. But here is my sacred vow. If Joe Biden is elected on November 3rd, on November 4th, we will cover Chris Evans' penis, something Chris Evans did not do. If you go to your polling place, I promise you, we will go to his. But until that happy day, let's talk Trump. He's in California today to survey damage from the worst wildfires in California's history. They're so bad that giant clouds of ash and smoke have generated lightning and fire tornadoes. Okay, 2020, pestilence, pillars of fire. If you're going full Old Testament, where's the river of blood? Because we could use it to put out the flaming tornadoes. Well, why is this year's fire the worst in California's history? Well, let's ask California governor and guy who's never been seen in the same room with the Batman, Gavin Newsom. Governor Newsom has a very simple theory.
The debate is over around climate change. Just come to the state of California. Observe it with your own eyes. Mother Nature is physics, biology, and chemistry. She bats last and she bats 1,000. That's the reality we're facing. The smash mouth reality.
First Sturgis and now wildfires. Smash mouth shows up to every catastrophe. But it makes sense, because if you go to California right now, you might as well be walking on the sun. Of course. Trump denies global warming because he ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. So he had another explanation, which he shared on his way to California. Now, Trump decided not to talk to reporters for what we usually call chopper talk, but once he arrived at the airport in California, he chatted with the press in our new segment, Jetway Jibber Jabber. Trump started out by explaining to the media how wildfires start.
With regard to the forest, when trees fall down after a short period of time, about 18 months, they become very dry. They become really like a matchstick. And they get up, there's no more water pouring through. And they become very, very, they just explode. They can explode.
The age-old question. If a tree falls in a forest and there's no one around to see it, can you convince reporters that it exploded? Trump doesn't believe the problem is global warming at all.
We have to do a lot about forest management. Obviously, forest management in California is very important. And now it extends to Washington and extends also to Oregon. There has to be good, strong forest management, which I've been talking about for 3 years with the states. So hopefully they'll start doing that.
Yes, it's all California, Washington, and Oregon's fault because they won't manage their forests. There's only one small problem. The federal government owns nearly 58% of California's forest lands, while the state owns 3%. It's basically like complaining your neighbor is doing a terrible job mowing your lawn. He doesn't even trim the hedges. And when is he going to do anything about all this weight I've gained? California's Secretary of Natural Resources did his best to cut through Trump's history of global warming denial.
We want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests and actually work together with that science. That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay. It'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Hey, well, I don't think science knows, actually.
No, it knows. Just because you don't know doesn't mean the science doesn't know the science. It's like the nutrition facts on a box of Oreo cookies. Just because I refuse to read it doesn't mean the serving size is one sleeve. And what a brave forecast. It will start getting colder. It's September. Yeah, it's going to start getting colder. I have been studying the science of calendar, and I predict by December, people will start bringing trees into their houses. Not a good idea. Those suckers can explode on you. Now, it shouldn't be a surprise that Trump is downplaying the devastating fires out west. He spent the last 6 months ignoring a pandemic. And we now know that Trump wasn't just misinformed or stupid. He was lying. It's all in a new book by my guest tonight, Bob Woodward, a man many people consider to be the Carl Bernstein of investigative reporting. The book is called Rage. It's a follow-up to 2018's Fear and prequel to 2022's Hangry. In preparation for the book, Trump sat down with Woodward for 19 taped interviews, and they were very revealing. Not as much as Chris Evans, but still. For instance, back in February and March, Trump was publicly comparing the virus to an average flu and saying it would just go away by April. But listen to what he told Woodward on February 7th.
It goes through air, Bob. That's how it's passed. And so that's a very tricky one. That's a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus. So this is deadly stuff.
So Donald Trump knew in February that coronavirus was passed through the air, was much deadlier than the flu, and then he lied about it, and 200,000 people died. So really, MAGA should stand for Make American Graves Again. Then in March, Trump explained to Woodward why he lied.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to create a panic.
Yes, he didn't want to create a panic. And Trump's brain evidently only has two settings, panic and lie. The book has a lot of other explosive revelations. For instance, here's what Trump told Woodward about his relationship with Turkish strongman Recep Erdogan.
I get along very well with Erdogan, even though you're not supposed to, because everyone says what a horrible guy. But, for me, it works out good. It's funny, the relationships I have, the tougher and meaner they are, the better I get along with it.
For some reason, Trump and evil people just click. He shares a laugh with Vladimir Putin. He hangs out with Jeffrey Epstein. His double partner is the Demogorgon. Roger Demogorgon. Good guy. You'd like him. Trump has a particularly special relationship with North Korean dictator and man whose haircut was made for a head half his size, Kim Jong-un. In the book, Trump described his chemistry with Kim this way. You meet a woman in 1 second, you know whether or not it's going to happen. He walked into the room and I immediately knew that Kim was DTF, Dictator Trump's friend. Not surprisingly, Trump wasn't happy about Rage, the book right here, tweeting and moaning about the political hit job by rapidly fading Bob Woodward and his boring book. Wait, hold a second there, Chester. Boring book? It's 19 interviews of you talking. Bob's book is pathetic. Hours of interviews with some washed-up reality show host who just blathers on like an idiot while letting 200,000 people die in a preventable death. Boring. Of course, Donald Trump doesn't care if people die. Case in point, he's gone back to holding rallies. On Saturday, Trump scheduled one at the airport in Reno, but was rejected because his rally would violate the state and local counties' directives on public gatherings due to the coronavirus pandemic. You know your rally is a bad idea when it's deemed too stupid for Reno. That's where you go when Vegas is like, hey, take it easy, man. You're scaring our sex workers. So the rally was moved to another airport in Minden, Nevada, the place where you go when Reno is like, hey, take it easy, man, you're scaring our drifters. Trump even acknowledged himself that he shouldn't be allowed to have rallies.
We call this a protest because if you call it a protest, you're allowed to have it.
Yeah, it's protest. What do we want to seize? When do we want it? Within 14 days of this event, which at least is a fresh take compared to the chant they actually used.
It's true.
Are you me? You've had 4 years and you got no new material? The crowd should be screaming, make an effort, write a chant. Then on Sunday, Trump held an indoor rally at the warehouse of a company called Extreme Manufacturing, a company that I presume makes snowboards out of dirt bikes. This was such a bad idea. One doctor even said, President Trump's indoor rally in Nevada is negligent homicide, making Trump's rally the dumbest political gathering since Bill Clinton accepted the Democratic nomination at Jurassic Park. And most of the speech was the usual hot garbage, but he did debut some new comedy, outreach to Latino voters.
Call them Latino, you know. I say, what do you prefer? It's very interesting. Some say, call us Latino.
And then they say, oh, we don't sound like that. And I say, maybe not, but that little chihuahua does. Yo quiero your votes. We got a great show for you tonight. Bob Woodward is here with exclusive, never-before-heard audio of Donald Trump. This is true. Stick around.